Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the April 22nd, Earth Day, 2025 legislative meeting for the town of New Ossining. Please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Flag, United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilmember Meyer. Councilmember Filter.
Here.
Councilmember Manicchio.
Here.
Councilmember Weiss.
Present.
Supervisor Feldman.
Present.
Supervisor and town board announcements.
Okay. Okay, so big news this weekend is Green Ossening's 15th annual Earth Day Festival. Join us at the Lewis Ingle Waterfront Park on Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for food, activities, learning, live music, and much more. There will be a shuttle bus picking people up from the Market Square area and from the Recreation Center area and all the way looping down to the waterfront. So if you can't find parking by the waterfront, you can park elsewhere and grab one of the shuttle buses. On Sunday, April 27th, Briarcliff is having their Earth Day Festival from 12 to 4 at the Law Park Pavilion. There are many activities, including music, food trucks, and a community cleanup event. The Village of Ossining is inviting everyone to come see the preliminary design plans for the redesign of the Joseph G. Caputo Community Center. There will be staff on hand to discuss the new plans on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. and on Monday, April 28th from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. This weekend will be the Hudson River Potters Spring Show and Sale at the Bethany Arts Community. Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Shop the handcrafted work of our talented Hudson Valley potters. Okay. A reminder that the town and county taxes are due by April 30th. And another reminder that senior citizen exemption property tax benefit applications are due by May 1st. More information, please see the assessor's webpage on the Town of Ossining website. We are thrilled to announce that 2 exceptional elementary teams from Ossining have won their state tournament in Destination Imagination, prestigious project-based STEM learning competition. Incredible achievement has earned them the opportunity to showcase their creative solutions on the global stage this May. There's a fundraiser going on in order to help these kids get to the grand finals in Kansas City. If you'd like to donate or support, please reach out to ossiningdi@gmail.com. On Wednesday, April 23rd at 7 p.m., the Ossining Public Library will be welcoming Radita Lazary for an author visit to discuss her book, Be Human, Be Happy, You. Woodfest will be held on Saturday, May 3rd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Bethany Arts Community. Enjoy music, arts, crafts, and demos. For more information, visit bethanyarts.org. Saturday, May 3rd also starts the start of the Riverkeeper Sweep, a 100-plus shoreline cleanup project throughout New York City and the Hudson Valley. For more information, please visit riverkeeper.org/sweep. There's also I Love My Parks Day, and there are cleanup events throughout the area that you can find on the I Love My Parks website. Ossining Summer camp registration is still open. Camp runs from June 30th through August 8th. For more information regarding prices and registration, please visit thevillageofossining.org. Neighbors Link is a great source of information and community resources for our immigrant population. Visit the website www.neighborslink.org. Click on resources to register to attend informational webinars about knowing your rights in English and in Spanish. Find contact information for trusted professionals. New York State Attorney General has released a list of resources with the goal of protecting rights of New Yorkers. Go to ag.ny.gov/resources for more information. As always, the Ossining Public Library has many events, including movies, craft events, meditation, tutoring, yoga, book clubs, and more. See their website at ossininglibrary.org for more information. The Loft LGBTQ Plus Community Center has everything from events to programs, resources, and presentations, all dedicated to providing support to everyone who's a part of the LGBT plus community, including many virtual and in-person support groups and clubs for a multitude of different topics. Please check out their website at loftgaycenter.org for more information. Thai Dishes in the Thai Dishes on Pleasantville Road reopened, reimagined, and had a ribbon cutting today. They have redesigned their menu and they have new items like boba tea, lunch specials, rice bowls, and more. And okay. There is a rally by Open Arms for Refugees tomorrow at 11 a.m. Called Governing by Fear and Intimidation. A letter was sent out to many of the refugees from the Homeland Security Office. Basically threatening the refugees. And there is a gathering to talk about the refugees' rights and what the law says and to support them. So that would be 11 a.m. tomorrow at Market Square. Sorry, I don't have the flyer in front of me. Okay, do any of my colleagues?
I just wanted to add, besides Earth Day on September 26th, the JCYS Little League Parade was rescheduled that morning. And the fire department will be doing recruitment day at 21 State Street from 11 to 2 on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Busy Saturday. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any liaison reports? Public comment on agenda items. Visitor should be accorded 1 4-minute opportunity to address the board on any of the resolutions on the agenda. Asking anybody on here. Do you have anybody online? No. Board resolutions, approval of minutes, April 8, 2025. Result of the Town Board of Town of Austin hereby approve the April 8, 2025 minutes of the regular meeting as presented. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of voucher detail report. Result that Town Board of Town of Austin hereby approves the voucher detail report dated April 22, 2025 in the amount of $359,939.18. Have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Town Planning Board Architectural Review Board resignation, alternate position, Kimberly Jacobs. Resolved that the Town Board hereby accept the resignation of Kimberly Jacobs Austining from 1-year term of alternate position on the Town Planning Board Architecture Review Board. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Calling for a public hearing, approval of cable television franchisee removal agreement between the Town of Austin and Verizon New York INC. Be resolved that the Town Board of Town of Austin hereby calls for a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, May 13, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. at the Bristol Fagan Police Court Facility 688 Spring Street, Austin, New York 10562, and via Zoom conference, in which information will be available at the Town of Austin website in the matter of renewing the cable television franchisee agreement between the Town of Austin and Verizon New York INC, and be further resolved that a copy of the cable television franchisee renewal agreement is available for public inspection during regular business hours at the Town Clerk's Office, Municipal Hall, 16 Crown Avenue, Austin, New York. I have a motion.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Call for public hearing, local law to amend chapter 180 of the Town Code. Be resolved that the Town Board hereby calls for a public hearing to be held on May 13, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. at the Bristol Fagan Police Court Facility 8688 Spring Street, Austin, New York 10562, and via Zoom conference, which information will be available on the Town of Austin website to consider a local law to amend Chapter 180 of the Town Code to permit property owners by a person with disabilities who has their primary residency in a special needs trust, a property owner who has a tenant with a disability who lives provide them with a life interest in the property as long as the tenants remain in residency. To be eligible for real property tax exemption under new real property taxes, local law 459C. To have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Call for a public hearing, Crotonville Conference Center. Resolved that the Town of Austin hereby calls for a public hearing to be held on Tuesday, May 13, 2025, at 7:30 p.m. at the Bristol Fagan Police Court Facility 8688 Spring Street, Austin, New York 10562, and via Zoom conferencing, which information will be available at the Town of Austin website. And the matter of the 2025 Cavalry license for the Crotonville Conference Center, 1 All Albany Post Road, Austin, New York 10562. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Proposal, David Resource Group. Resolved that the Town of Austin authorizes the supervisor to sign the proposal dated March 18, 2025 from David Resource Group, Kane, Ohio, for 3 inventory services. To have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution declaration of surplus highway truck number 66. Resolved that the Town of Austin hereby declares the following vehicles from the Town Highway Department as surplus and authorizes the sale of to the best offer made. Truck number 66, 2008 GMC 5500 with a touch sole spreader, serial 12743. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution tax authority settlement with Siki LLC be resolved as the recommendation of the town assessor and the town council and finding it to be the best interest of the town board approves the settlement of the tax territory proceeding pending as Wisiki LLC versus the assessors of the Town of Austin, Inc., Westchester County Supreme Court number 72653 of 2024 for the property located at 57 Ridgecrest Road, Village of Radcliffe Manor, Town of Austin, Inc., 104.08, 181, as set forth in the proposed consent judgment covering the assessment for 2024 with a total town refund of 49 and 68 cents for the 2025 assessment roll to be set at 915,000. And before the resolve that the town supervisor, town assessor, town tax receiver, town controller, town council, and other relevant staffs are authorized to take the necessary and appropriate action to execute, file, and process and make payment of the aforementioned settlement. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution tax territory settlement Main Broadway LLC be resolved at the recommendation of the town assessor at the town council and finding it to be the best interest of the town. The town board approved the settlement of the tax authority proceeding pending to Main Broadway LLC versus Town of Austin in Westchester County Supreme Court number 72793 of 2024 for the property located on 197 South Highland Avenue, Village and Town of Austin in 9715 28 and 29 as set forth in the proposed consent judgment covering the assessment years 2019 to 2024 with a total refund of $270.40 for both parcels. And B, for the result that the town supervisor, town assessment, town receiver of taxes, town controller, town council, and other relevant staffs are authorized to take the necessary and appropriate action to execute, file, process, and make payments of the aforementioned settlement. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Support for the New York State Assembly and Senate to pass the Strong Packing Reduction and Recycling Infrastructure Act, Senate Bill 1464, Assembly Bill 1749, whereas packing makes up of approximately 40% of the waste in New York State, and whereas managing waste costs the New York taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars annually, and whereas most plastic packing is not recyclable, when reusable and refillable packing system are not widely available, and whereas plastic causes serious pollution, including litter and uses toxic chemicals, and whereas companies that produce packing should be responsible for the cost of managing packing waste, not just taxpayers, and whereas enacting the Packing Reduction and Recycler Infrastructure Act pending in the New York State Assembly and the New York Senate will reduce waste, increase recycling rate, create jobs, reduce toxicity and packing, and provide millions of dollars in saving for local government taxpayers and lower greenhouse gas emission. And be resolved that the town of Austin urges the New York State Legislature to pass and Governor Kathy Hochul to sign into the law and stronger and effective packing reduction and recycling infrastructure Act, Senate Bill 1464 and Assembly Bill 1749. And resolve further that the town of Austin share over copies of this resolution to Governor Kathy Hochul, New York Assembly Speaker Carl Hesse, and New York State Senate Majority Leader Andrew Steve Cousins, the local state assembly, the local state senator, and all deemed necessary and proper. Do I have do I have a motion?
So
Are you
moved.
taking comments or questions, or we're just voting?
Absolutely.
On the question.
I don't understand this eco-modulation. This is the first time I had a chance to see it, and I read through the bill and the supporting materials. It's a little confusing. It looks like eco-modulation means we're just going to bill the manufacturers of products that are sold in packaging in our community a ton of money. And there are a lot of projections about the millions of dollars we'll make off of them. But there's no commitment to how that money will be spent. Doesn't say the state will spend more money on recycling. The state will spend more money on improving packaging. We're saying it's just the responsibility of these companies. How do we know these companies won't charge higher prices for us? So products in our area. The phrasing is very difficult in this particular resolution. It says companies that produce packaging to be responsible for the cost of managing packaging waste, not just taxpayers. That mean that the companies are managing taxpayers, or they should be responsible for managing taxpayers? The taxpayers should be responsible for managing company. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to spend on this to do any more research and talk to someone who knows how this is going to operate, but the 27 pages are very confusing. And I can't imagine that this will become a profitable venture. While my sentiments are clearly with the concern about waste and pollution, I found this a difficult resolution to support.
Okay. My interpretation was that they would help take it out of our waste stream, thereby costing us less in our garbage costs and our hauling costs. And then helping to manage the costs of getting rid of it, helping to manage the recycling or the big scale plant. That was my interpretation of what I got from it. Thereby saving the taxpayers money areas.
I was under the same purview as you were.
And absolutely, if you're not thinking it's worded properly, absolutely, you're right. Withhold until you have better understanding.
Just to be clear, this is a template resolution that we were provided, correct?
Right, so yes, the senator's office provided us with a template resolution. Coming from Senator Harkin's office is sponsoring the bill.
Need a second?
All right, no, all in favor? Or,
Yeah. I so moved.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain?
Abstain.
Same.
Thank you.
On this, we receive and file, resolve that Town Board of Town of Austin hereby accept the following correspondences. Planning Board minutes, February 19 of 2025. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Visitor recognition, visitor shall be accrued one for a minute opportunity to address the board on issues not related to the agenda but relevance of common good of the town. Nobody on. Do I have a motion to adjourn to executive session for?
Second, so moved.
Thank you.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I hope everybody gets a chance to enjoy the many Earth Day festivities going on in our community. A chance to observe Holocaust Remembrance Day coming up this week. A chance to take a moment to reflect on the loss of a great religious leader in the Pope. Been sad day, a week of reflection, but let's celebrate our Earth and do what we can to support each other, support our Earth, and have a good week. We'll see you. Oh, 2 weeks. Sorry, we have. All right, we will see you May 6th, right back here in the courthouse. No. Okay, I'm wrong again. We will see you at 16 Croton on May 6th. Happy May Day, too.